everybody, Gavin here with Vagabond Evolve for a product review of GSI Outdoors Bugaboo Backpacker Cook Set. This thing retails for about $60 to $70. I believe I got mine for about $59.95, something close to that on Amazon, though I have noticed recently that the prices went up. This thing is pretty awesome. Let's take a look at it. This is the total enclosed package. Everything you need, well, mostly everything you need in one tight little bundle. Open this thing up. We have an 8-inch fry pan, a plastic BPA lid with a built-in strainer. Pretty useful. You have color-coded cup and bowl set, green and blue. The cups have sippy cup lids to prevent spills and a EVA foam sleeve to help keep your drinks warm / cold, and a 2-liter pot. Set that aside for a minute. Now the pot and the fry pan are both non-stick Teflon coated. It's very nice, very useful. And the bag that it all comes in is a welded nylon, so you can use it to hold water. You could actually wash your pots and pans in. For this purpose, I think it's really only that useful for the cups, because with it being about the same diameter as both the pan and the pot and the fry pan, you're not going to be able to wash these inside of it, so it'll be getting the water, scrubbing it, getting the water, scrubbing it, you know. If it was a little bigger or had a way to make it bigger, I would give it a much higher review on this part. I also feel that the bag over time is going to wear out a lot quicker than the rest of it is. That's just my personal opinion on the matter. The pot is 2 liters, the fry pan is 8 inches, and the cup and mugs are 14 fluid ounces, I believe. BPA free crush proof strainer lid. One thing to note when using this is it is not made to withstand extreme temperatures or grease, so it could melt or warp if you put it through that. Also, a word of safety on Teflon. Now Teflon, what we know and love as the beautiful non-stick material that it is, has a bit of a danger side to it. You shouldn't heat it much more than 500 degrees. When it gets to about 660 and above, it starts to emit fumes that you might not notice. It breaks down on the molecular level, so you might not really notice what's going on there. But once you start to see fumes, if you do, you want to turn the heat down or take it off the heat for a little bit. The fumes that it emits can cause a polymer fume fever, which is like, you know, a similar fever, chills, headache, and fever, of course. But it shouldn't kill you. It might kill animals, your pets, like a household bird, who have weaker respiratory systems, but it'll temporarily make you sick. At 680 degrees Fahrenheit, Teflon releases at least 6 toxic gases, and at least 2 of those are carcinogens. And this is according to a study by the Environmental Working Group. They're a watchdog type group to evaluate things that people come out with. So for advice on using it, don't preheat any empty pans. That's going to raise the temperature up really quickly. You want to cook mostly things that are kind of going to cover the whole bottom surface of the pan, distribute the heat evenly. Don't cook on high. Keep it on medium or below. And use plastic or wooden, basically non-metal utensils, because as we all know, they easily scratch up the Teflon, and it's always recommended when your Teflon gets overly scratched up to just toss it. Don't try and salvage it. It's going to keep chipping off into your food. You don't want any of that. At least I know I don't. Also on the weight, all of this together is 27.9 ounces, which is 1.7475 pounds, something close to that. So at about 2 pounds, this really isn't bad for all that you get. You got cups, you got bowls, you got a pan, you got a fry pan, and you got the kitchen sink, so to speak. It's not bad at all. Now, on to the V-score. For the GSI Bugaboo Backpacker, I will give it a V-score, cost 8, durability 7, weight 10, usefulness 8, practicality 8, for an overall V-score of 41. I would give it an 8 on cost, because I would like to see something like this maybe more towards the $50 range. Your Teflon's going to degrade. It's going to have moderate use lifetime of 3 to 5 years. I'd like to have something a little longer than that, but it all depends on how much you're backpacking, I suppose. Durability, going to give it a 7. We all know about Teflon and how much it scratches and over time. Also, the lid not being made to withstand higher heats, kind of a downfall, but it's workable. On the weight, I give it a 10. A little less than 2 pounds isn't much for all that you get here. You've got, as I've said before, a 2-liter pot, 8-inch fry pan, 2 14-ounce bowls and cups, a BPA-free lid with built-in strainer, and a wash basin for all of this. At about 2 pounds, that's pretty good. Ties in with the usefulness. That's all pretty useful. Oh wait, I forgot. There's one more thing to this. This is the handle. Pretty compact. Folds up. Push the button down, slide it up in there, and it locks in place. Pretty useful, but I'll still give it an 8 for the fact that in order to use that handle, you need 2 hands on the pot. If that thing's hot and you want to take it off and switch it over to the fry pan, you need some sort of rag or something to, dissipate the heat or cover up the heat on your hand. I would much rather see this thing come with 2 handles than 1. That way you can easily switch one pan off, put the other one on, continue cooking without any muss, without any fuss. Practicality, I'll give it an 8. You can take it pretty much anywhere, but it's not for use on like fires, like your campfire. I'm using the folding firebox stove, so I question how well it would do on that. When I'm living in my truck, I'm probably going to get a single burner propane stove, and I'll primarily use this for most of my cooking on that, and come up with some other things I can do on the fire stove. Well, this is the product review for the GSI Bugaboo Backpacker. And this is Gavin with Vagabond Evolved, wishing you all to have a great one.